for the people who got love for the people who got love for themselves. It's for the love for the people, love for these streets, from north to the south to the west to the east, for the sake of this whole earth. Best believe we gotta stand.
So, hello everyone. This is, I can't even remember what live stream we're on now, but this is, I think we're nearly at 20, 18, 19, that kind of thing. Yeah, this is that live stream, whatever live stream it is. And today we're kind of just going to be doing some, just some kind of cleanup work. We got the prop feature working last time, which was quite good. So now we're just going to be putting in a few kind of nice quality of life features in there, just to get it to a point where I'm happy to give it to Joshua Matthews, the designer that I'm working with. And then once that's done, a process of iterative development will be happening then. So I think these live streams will be more often. And hopefully more interesting as well, because what will happen is eventually either Josh or the community will actually be picking the features that I'll be working on, and then I'll try and work through a feature or two every episode, depending on how big it is. So we'll see how that goes. So yeah, today we'll just be going through, I believe most of the work was in the editor camera that we did last time. So we're just going to be going through that. So let's find what we were doing before. Right, here we go. And everything's frozen in usual fashion. I think it's crashed. Good, isn't it? Try again. Maybe it's just taking a while to load? Sure. Right, while we're waiting for that to do its thing, I'm just gonna open some stuff up on the side. Do some work on the side that I can't really show you guys just because it's our YouTube channel. Don't really want to show off the inner workings of that. Ah, here we go, it's working now. So we actually got this working quite comfortably. I don't think we need this code that I commented out, and even if we do, we can easily add it back in. It's not too complicated. One interesting thing actually that we found out is these debug things don't work in release, which I should have assumed anyway, but something that we'll have to look into at some point. I think Josh is going to make a bespoke UI in 3D at some point, but that'll be something that happens later once the editor's more finalised in terms of our specification. Okay, where to go? Right, so one thing I need to do is we had a set of functions for saving and loading. So what I'm probably going to do is bind these two keys within the editor. yeah, we'll go through the process of binding those keys. So we go to project settings. Oh, I didn't know it saved thumbnails. Oh, that's just a screenshot from when I last closed it, of course it is. Right. Here we go. So, what haven't we used so far? N's been used. A and L, I suppose. Instead of S and L, which we couldn't do anyway, so we have to navigate with the S key and do K and L. So K for saving, L for loading. And then we'll add one more. One thing I've just realised might be the case is I can't remember if I wipe the world when loading in new data, so I might have to add that feature in. It shouldn't take too long. Right, so now that's done. So now we go into the code. Just copy any two of these, doesn't matter really. Then we'll make two functions. I should have called them in hindsight save and load rather than saving and loading, but it doesn't matter. And then we'll make definitions for these. What do we have it saved as? I can't remember. Voxels. Simple enough. Oh. Hello. Autocomplete, please. These public, actually, they might not be public. Yeah, they are in the private section, so I'll move these definitions. Don't know what it's called. Save world state. State. Did I spell that right? Let's try again. there we go. Don't know why it wasn't showing up before. And then we'll do the same for load. There we go. Compile this. I'm not even sure if it still works. I know for a fact that it won't save props because that's not something we've implemented yet. But we will re-implement that at some point. Again, I'm just going to do some YouTube work on the side. I mean, to be honest, I could show you this stuff. It's not really that important. Sneak preview at what's going on. So what I'm doing at the moment, I didn't want to have to do this, but I forgot about it before. I'm basically going to unlist... Well, I'm actually going to have to remove this video and re-upload it at some point. Which one was it that went live? I think it was this one. Apparently it has 2 views, I don't believe that though. Which one was it I used before? I believe it was delete forever, not that I really want to, but... yeah, so the welcome back one, remove that. Annoying, but I have to do it. And the reason I have to do it, just to make this clear, we had a week this week where well, basically we had loads of stuff going on in terms of we had, sorry, my mind's all over the place, right, so we had this big presentation basically where we had to work quite hard on not only getting the game to a usable state, but also making a presentation so that we could actually pitch the project and the company to what were potentially investors who didn't turn up in the end, but that's another thing. So yeah, let's see if this works. If I press K, it'll save it. That should have done something. And then if I delete a bunch of shit and press L, see what happens. Do anything? Seems to be doing something. Oh. Taking a long time, so it has to do the entire world. Essentially does it row by row. One thing I also want to test is if we add stuff in, does it remove it? So, wait for this to be finished. Alright, there we go. So yeah, this performance issue that we've been having is something that I'm going to be looking into fixing at some point, but not immediately. It also seems to get slower the longer this goes on, which I find weird. I need to investigate the state of the list that we've been using, I suspect it's something to do with that. So if I do load now, does it wipe it? I'm guessing not. Oh no. Be interested to see what it does actually. Well, it works. So while that's doing its thing, I just want to show you what I'm doing as well. So I'm also removing this video. Not ideal that I have to remove this as well, especially since it already has views. Not great, but you know, again, not the end of the world. Hopefully once content's more regular, this kind of thing doesn't happen. But I'll do that. This also needs to be rescheduled, so this is due to go up at the end of this week, but since we're now reordering the schedule a little bit, it needs to be the week after. So there we go. Just double check that's the Sunday. Yep. Schedule. There we go. This is still going. Okay. We've seen it anyway. It works, as far as I can tell. Right, so now the real question is what to do about props. So props should follow a similar system. I just need to find the code for that, for the voxel, sorry, and then I can copy across a similar implementation. So let's see what we've done for that. Probably best to use the header to find these. Okay, here we go. Do I even have saving and loading functions? No. So we'll make those. So again, we'll need to make them public. So similar name to the other functions that we had. Hop straight into this one here. Great definition. It's a little shortcut for making stuff if you've not seen it before. So I also need these headers in there as well, just so that I can actually use these. The file stream header. There we go. If it'll catch up. Should do. We'll rename this to prop. Should be catching up, but it isn't. Is it F stream? Let me just double check it is F stream. Might need IO stream as well. Just chuck that in there, can't hurt. You gonna catch up now? No? Probably not, right. Not catching up for some reason. Don't know if it's because I've included the wrong header or have a little bit of a Google. Oftentimes it'll show me the header that I need in here. Yeah, it's part of fstream. Might be that I'm not using namespace. Oh no, it has finally caught up, just when I'm doing something else. Great. Close that tab. So we don't want to be saving the same data again, obviously. We want to I think it's saved the prop ID. Oh no, it hasn't caught up, sorry, I was looking at the wrong file. So this one is this using namespace? Yeah, it is. Get that in. Now it should catch up. Right, here we go. So I just need to see how I've stored props quickly. We've got prop data storage. I know the X and Y because oh no, we're using a different system this time, aren't we? So how do we go about this? Probably just prop model ID. I'm debating though switching over to the other system, so based on how this one works, where it is a grid, but instead pointing to, so indirectly referencing stuff and pointing to this by using a grid system with IDs in it, because I will have to do that anyway when doing prop overlaps, making sure that props aren't overlapping and stuff like that. So yes, I could do that now, but I don't want to be doing too many things at once. It would make sense. Okay, well this changes things a bit. Let me think. So, still want to store things in this way. Well, I think we do already. It's prop reference IDs. Double check how this is implemented. If we use this as an index, that being said, it might be easier to just store them indirectly rather than looping through each dimension. Oh no, because then again, don't know. Yeah, we will have to do it the other way. So rather than having all these for loops, we'll have to have, I believe it's 256 for the amount of props that are in the space. Actually, before I do that, let me cut that out. Put it down here. Just so I can use it as reference. I want to save the XYZ of it, so it's probably best we rename this to something else. Probably increment, or I for increment. And we want to save, I believe it's prop data storage. Yeah. Model ID. And I don't know if we actually need to save anything else, to be honest. Might be some additional data, but I'm not sure. Is that set? That was automatically set. Static mesh list position. No, that's fine. If physics is enabled, potentially, but they're not really features that I need right now. I suppose I best save them anyway. We'll need the XYZ. Prop ID, the physics are enabled. Oh, so yeah, we'll need the XYZ as well. and if physics is enabled. Why has that decided it doesn't want to work? There we go. Okay, so the reason we're using, I'm just double checking why we're using this line variable, and it's just so that we can convert it to a string, from a string to an int, and store it in this variable. So it's giving it a temporary place to go, basically. So yeah, we'll copy this again. Here we go. An important thing to store probably actually is if the space is active or not, because then I can immediately decide whether or not to spawn that object in. I'm actually storing quite a lot of data here, to be honest. Okay, so let's slowly work through this. So it doesn't matter about voxel smoothing, that's irrelevant, that can come out. Instead of doing change voxel single, we'll be spawning prop in. In fact, let's do what we did before. Just highlight this section, drag it out here, comment it out for now. Rename these. So we need to save all of the variables that we want from before. I guess we can make a boolean equal an int as well, so we could just do int We'll just call it ball. Can't see why not. What other stuff did I need? Prop model ID and physics enabled. Again, we'll change this to I so that we're not getting confused with X, Y, and Z. There we go. So we actually need to be doing something slightly different here. We only want to do it if it's active, so basically if this, oops. So yeah, if we're actually using it, then save it. Which means we don't need to store this because we already know that every space is active. So we can remove that from there. I might need IO stream for this. Just grab that quick. Get line not wanting to work? Why not? That might be part of the string library actually, not that one. Well, I think I've already got string included in here, do I not? No, I don't. There we go. Get rid of go stream then. There we go. Gonna work. There we go. So we basically just need to do the reverse of everything we saved. So X, Y, Z, prop model ID, physics enabled. Yeah, so that's everything that we've got here. Do the same repeatedly, but we want print Y, Z, don't know if it'll work because it's a boolean, but it should do. Can't see why it won't. Like the int to bool conversion, I mean. I imagine that's float, that's double, int, L would be... Not sure, to be honest. I'll just leave it as that for now. Can't hurt. If it works, right? And this one would be... And this is the one actually that has the ball, not the model ID. There we go. If anywhere, this would be where it'd throw a problem. And now we need to spawn a new prop. And give it all of the properties that we've just had. There we go. So I think that should all be good. This is part of this. Now we just need to hook it up to the editor. So we find where these are defined. Right at the bottom. Here we go. Fully expecting crashes with this, by the way. Just give it a once over just in case. So knowing where to stop is the problem now. There won't be any data to load into these variables. Maybe do if getLine. Apparently I might be able to put let's convert this to a while. I think this will work in theory, so while this is returning something, do all of this. There we go. Hopefully that works. If not, hey ho, we'll work out what the problem is and try something else. First, just want to see if there's any crashes, so I'm not going to load any data into it. Well, it doesn't even compile, so that's probably something fairly simple. Ish. Oh. think that fixes it. Must not have commented that bit out. Try that. Press play. Right, so first of all, here we go. Saving. Right, that didn't die. Good. And loading. Now this takes ages because of the voxels, but yeah, that's all good, I think. So just wait for this to finish. It does have to do the entire world. This will also probably be optimized at some point. I'll work out a way to fix all of this. Just wait for it to finish. Should be a while. Again, I'll do some work on the side quickly. So with the YouTube channel now, just to show you what I've done. So I've removed them videos that weren't supposed to go up. So now I need to re-upload them in the correct order. Reluctant to try it now, so I don't want to kill the live stream frame rate, but I don't think it will. Even if it does, I mean, it's not as if I'm doing anything intense, is it? So I'll do that on the side, might as well. You done yet? Oh, it is done. Okay. So let's change to prop mode. Surface placement. Place some trees. Load this snapshot. If I... Oh, I still haven't deleted them actually. I need to delete them. Well, let's say I remove these. And then press L. That's a crash. Yeah, that's a crash. Just give me a second while I do something on the side, so just get that video going. So all of this is basically just to give you an idea, like me showing you what I'm doing with the videos and stuff, is to give you an idea of what I actually do in a normal work day. So I do my programming, I also do video editing, well not editing, sorry, I do the video upload stuff, get all the thumbnails sorted, titles, that kind of thing. So I do all the content management, whereas Matthews does all of the content editing. And I do the articles as well from time to time. And he is currently managing all of the Kickstarter stuff, which will be going up eventually. Right, so I wonder if it's to do with the to-int line. So to check that, I will comment out the physics stuff for now. I just put in true. Just recompile everything. While it's doing that, I'm just going to go to the toilet quickly. So I'll be right back. Okay, there we go. So that was actually done before I left. Don't want to do that. I just want to comment out the bits to do with physics enabled. See if this helps it at all. What have I done wrong? Right. I think I've actually used it anywhere, have I? Strange. I don't know why the editor's being really slow. Normally this bad. There we go. Maybe it just didn't register the changes. Cool. Okay, let's try again. Probably will do the same thing, to be quite honest, but we'll see. Right, we need some props in. Not what I wanted. Okay. Save that, and then turn off surface placement so we can delete them. There we go. And then try loading again. Yep, that's crashed straight away. Same thing. I have an idea actually. I'm gonna put that all back how it was before. Oh, not what I wanted to do. Oh god, what's happened here? I've no idea. Anyway. And everything now breaking. What have I done? So I will actually save prop space active, just so I can use it as a point of reference. It's a bit annoying having to put that in there, and I'm sure there's a better way to do it, but for now, this is just how it's going to work. Start it off at false, so it's always initialized for that. Temp is active equals there we go. Where's getLine now playing up? Where's that got? What did I do? Oh, capital, okay. Apparently it's non-capitalized. Put all this back in. Oh, fizz enabled. Good job sticking to convention, Josh. There we go. Okay. Made quite a few changes, so I'll do some more YouTube work on the side. So I'm just basically setting up stuff here for the new video. So I'm just copying an old description. Finish this quick. There we go. So if we get a crash, save it. So that should be saved now. And then turn surface placement off, delete that, delete that, press L, and we've got a crash again. Something to do with spawn a new pro. I already showed it to be honest. So the crash is here apparently. Yeah, so I was actually on the right track with this. So if I re-implement what I thought it was before. So we don't need to worry about this as well now, so we know that it is there. There is data to put in it. I don't know why tab switching is being so incredibly slow. Might be because I'm doing so many things at once. Am I even saving temp-X and temp-Z when I'm spawning in new ones? Because I might not be. Yeah, yeah. It's prop data, isn't it? Yeah. What if there aren't any props in the scene? Should probably investigate what's in that file. Can't remember where it saves it to though, I think it's in the binary somewhere. Maybe with a coffee actually. If that's saved it, so there should be 4 trees in there. Go into here. Alright, in fact, no. What I'll do. Show an explorer. If it'll ever load. Allow me to do it. I don't know why it's not working. The editor seems to be broken at the moment. In fact, most of Windows seems to be broken at the moment. Don't know what it's doing. In fact, let's restart the project. Seems to be really slow for some reason. Close that. Oh. Alright, well, this is open now, I suppose. Guess that just freed up all of my system resources so when I close that. So we'll try reopening it. I think it's in the... It's either in the... No, not in the build. It'll be in the binary somewhere. Okay, not in there apparently. Or in there. I can't for the life of me remember where it saves to. It definitely saves to somewhere. No. But yeah, I'll just search for it, why not? Alright, that's not helpful. What have I saved the files as? Let's have a... Oh, it's prop data. somewhere else? Is it upper level? Shouldn't be. Here we go. Right, so that seems reasonable. X, Y, Z, 0, 0, X, Y, Z, 0, 0, X, Y, Z, 0, 0. Double check that lines up with what I'm expecting. Ah, prop model ID. I believe it needs to have 1 added to it. I think. I really probably shouldn't have designed it this way, but it was a lazy thing that I did at the time. You know, so got to live with it now. Unless I want to go back and fix it at some point, it's not really worth it. If it works, it works. Unless I do any more complex work down the road. Would have saved me a bit of time on the debugging though. Oh well. This should work now anyway. We should just be able to load straight in now, so we've got the save file already there. In fact, let me just close that. Sick. Awesome. That's pretty cool. I do also want to delete the list of existing objects though. So I'm going to go through each space and delete it. Yeah, that's still doing its thing, doesn't matter. Right, so what am I doing? There we go. And then I basically want to do if this, delete it, essentially. What? I clicked on you. There we go. And what's it wanting here? Prop instance. I can't remember if it's. I think it's just I. Yeah, should be fine. Don't want that open any longer than necessary. Right, so it should now delete any process spawn when loading in. Sick. That's pretty cool. It's a lot faster than the voxel system, that's for sure. But the voxel system is dealing with like a magnitude more objects, so it's understandable. There must be a way to speed that up though. I'm going to look into speeding it up at some point, but I think a lot of the slowdown comes from the fact that basically the voxel engine currently spawns in all of these inner blocks as visuals, whereas I want to stop that from happening. Basically just a form of render culling, but it's a bit more complicated than a normal voxel system would be, because we have all of these weird edge cases with slope blocks, where, like, let's say for example we have two ramps next to each other. The inner panel doesn't want to be shown, but let's say it's a ramp and a cube, like it is in this instance. We want to show that panel, but not this one. So, like, there's a lot of kind of weird edge cases I need to consider and really need to think about properly to make sure that it works correctly. Otherwise, it's going to become a massive issue. And then also, it's going to be kind of even more complicated working out which things are spawned in, which things aren't, if stuff needs updating or not, and yeah, it just gets complicated. So, and I'll need like update functions and stuff like that, so it's just going to take a while. But yeah, this is good. Josh will be pleased with this because now he can save and load his progress, which is nice, across scenes. So he can develop a single scene, save it, completely destroy the scene, and then reload it if he wants to. So, or he can just open up the instance again, which is nice. He will only be able to work on one scene at the moment currently, just because of the way it's set up. But I will fix that as soon as I'm able to. That'll be something that kind of comes more later on. But yeah, let's see this in action. So let's save this. So pressing A. In fact, I'll do some weird work with the hills as well. So let's swap back into normal prop editor mode. Put it on the ellipsoid setting. Oh, that's rocks. I don't want to do that. There we go. Make a big crater or something. Let's make it a bit bigger, why not? It does take its time. So this is what I want to fix. As soon as I added in collision boundaries, the whole thing started taking forever, so that's something that I want to work on. But yeah, let's test this out. So we'll save that, close the scene down, press play again, and as soon as this is ready, press L. Now this will take some time just loading in all of the other changes as well that were made. You need to find a way to speed things up, I think, but it does work for now, so, you know, can't really complain. Right, yeah, so that's working. Awesome. What else could I work on at the moment? What I will do is run you through our pipeline for this quickly, just so I can get it done and out of the way, basically, since I started it already. So I'll upload a thumbnail. So I have loads of folders for all of my different things. So the live stream has its own thumbnails folder, complete thumbnails, here we go. And this is the one we want, I believe. Livestream 17. There we go. Don't I go into the more options normally? I don't normally bother with recording date, but I do put that its location is in Sheffield. I believe Sheet Street is fairly central. You know what, I'm going to just put our postcode in, why not? Where we work. There we go. I think I did that on the last one. Next. And then normally I set it as instant premiere as well so people can watch it. But it's such a quick video, it doesn't really. Yep, all looks good. There we go, so that's all sorted. And now I'll try and shuffle in as many videos in here as I possibly can. In a bit I will also upload the podcast again as well, that was supposed to have gone up before. So get rid of that. Right, so we're about halfway through the stream. Really need to get some kind of inactive screen again. Might as well do it now. Got nothing better to do. So this one is going to be, like I say, a bit more clean-up work. So I'm going to also do this media stuff on the side as well. So might as well do it. Until we've got some of the project management stuff, which I'll be working on this evening, finished, we can't actually start doing the iterative development process. So there is one more feature I want to try and get done, and that is lack of overlap on props. But it is something that we might keep anyway. So, you know. Or rather, surface selection prop removal is something that's quite important. So, being able to hover over a space and find that you are hovering over an object, basically. In fact, thinking about it, it shouldn't be too difficult, so I might as well just do it now. I'll do the other thing in a bit and, you know, get a coffee later after I've done the stream. If I can get this working, it shouldn't be too difficult. Right. I'll just message Josh letting him know that saving and loading is done. Okay, so we want to, I think I'll make a new function actually. So inside of, it will be inside of the editor. Then again, I guess it's technically part of the editor. We will need a function within inside a prop controller though for finding something at a location. If I don't have it already, that is. You have it here. Find prop from voxel location. I don't know if this has a definition, but I will have a look. Oh great, so I do have it. The only thing I don't have is multiple boundaries on different objects. Oh, so I'll have to work on that. How do I want to go about doing that? So we have the thing for it, I have the collision volume, so it'll probably be in the spawn thing. There we go. Get rid of this for now, all the physics stuff isn't important. So I think we just do a bunch of cases basically, saying if it's a particular type of object, eventually, there we go. So case, I believe it goes from, is it 0 in this or is it 1? Let's double check. Yeah. I believe it's in the editor that takes one off. We take one off already, so yeah, that's fine. 0 to whatever the range is. What am I doing? Brain just isn't. Okay, let's go. Might be a tick. There we go. So we want to copy this. So this will just basically be like me setting, you know, whereabouts it's actually occupied, and then reading from that and highlighting it. Just as a test, I'm going to I'll do the core of the tree. Makes the most sense. Center of 7 is 4. So leave it 3, 7. Only got it 3 wide. Guess none of our models are that big, to be quite honest. We'll go 1, 1. Yeah, we'll start off at 0. Right, so yeah, we need to do that, and then I believe it's prop reference IDs that we need to do. Yeah, we'll do 4s. Quite like this song actually. Let's save this. It'll work. There we go. Oops. Don't want them to conflict with the existing XYZs. So this basically just means we're going through each of the collision spaces, and if we've set it to be true, then do that. See if that actually works. I might have broken something. Let's try it. I just want to be able to delete stuff still. If I can do that, then great. Should be able to do it along the core, but only on the bottom part. That worked. Let's see if I can do it further up, because we couldn't do that before. So, scroll in. Not convinced that's compiled. Why has that not changed its behaviour? It should have done. Ah. Oh, also, this needs to be offset as well. So starting with 1 as the center. -2 or -1? I think. And this would be it'd be plus, wouldn't it? Yeah, plus the increment. And a -1 on here. And then this should be minus, we went from 3 to 7, so yeah, -3 on there. Let's give this a go. Could lead to some interesting results if it doesn't work. I think this is right. That or it'll crash, so that'll be interesting. Check it isn't either side. Right. Turn off surface placement. That seemed to work. Remove it one above. Nope. Again, I'm not entirely sure if that's compiled properly. Maybe underneath? No. So it hasn't worked. Still don't think this is compiled right. Let's try again. Or maybe it's just the way I'm deleting it. Where's the thing in the editor? Yeah, so we're using this find prop from voxel location code. And we are saving to prop reference IDs, aren't we? to make sure I've actually set these properly. Try a bunch of stuff. Let's do it through the entire core, because I think what's happening is I'm just applying the offset in the wrong place due to the origin of the object. So we need to actually we need to factor in where the origin is as well. Might need to make these boundaries slightly bigger. That was a weird result there. But it can delete it below. So maybe we're on the right track. Worked. That also worked. Let me try this. I mean, I think that's all it is. I think it's just an offset issue. We'll see if this works now. Again, I don't think that's compiled. I don't know why it isn't. One thing I also need to do is reset those when deleting them as well. Make sure they're actually getting deleted properly. Hopefully this fresh recompile should actually fix some of the issues. So that still isn't working. However, that appears to be working now. It's only working for the ones above, which is not how it should be. I've done it for 5 layers, so I'm convinced this isn't recompiling. Let's see if I can. Let's do that and then compile it. Do that again. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that should be fine. Isn't? That also should be fine, but it isn't. That works for some reason. And then one other issue I'm having is I can't replace stuff in the same location. This needs to be updated to well, I guess that technically is. I don't know why it isn't setting it properly though. It's frustrating. It's like it isn't applying the changes that I've made recently, but I won't say that's it for sure. Right. What's working as intended? I don't really know what to do at this stage. Let's have a look. So, possible that this for loop isn't working properly. Can't see why it wouldn't though. Double check all my variables are right. So it was xinc, sorry, xinc, yinc, zinc across there. Ah, this one's only looping up to 3. That should be 7. That makes sense. So this should work now. However, this should free up. It isn't freeing up. I need to work out why. Ah, because it needs the offsets applied, that's why. Okay, that should be fine. So yeah, before it was just setting the origin position. So I can't place anything on this tree. I can right on the top. So yeah, that seems to work. Cool. And now I can also do the same for all of the others. I won't consider that a full obstruction, so I don't think it is really. Look at the other blocks. So got the well. I would consider that 2 stacks, I'd say. Oh yeah, the new system isn't implemented for those. Right, let's get on that. So, doing the same thing again, pretty much. So that, I guess, is one way that you can actually overlap them. When spawning in, it doesn't check its own offsets, so I guess I need to check those as well. If there's any conflicts at all. Shouldn't be too difficult, it's basically just doing the same thing. But just seeing if any of the bases are occupied. Oh no, it's not as easy because I've not set the prop boundaries yet. You know what, it's not too important, it's just to stop people from combining too much stuff, but it really doesn't matter. No, we just need to do it for the other bits. Just a single, I'd say that's also just a single. This one, I don't know, it's hard to tell. I would maybe say that extends, that definitely is too high. I don't know about wide though. Maybe in that direction. I'd say in that direction as well, to be honest. It's hard to tell. Maybe I might get Josh to rework some of them, depending on scalings. Oh yeah, I can't delete anything now. That's definitely cluster. Let's work on them one at a time. I think the next two are fairly straightforward. Here we go. These are basically the same. So those. Oh, that needs fixing. Yeah, that should be like that. Same with that one. This one, on the other hand, is. What I might get Josh to do actually is just offset that so that it, rather than slightly uncomfortably overlapping in either direction, get it so that it's neatly positioned in between 4 voxels instead, which makes more sense. For now though, I'll leave it as that. These ones I will just get rid of these lines. There we go. I should probably make defines, to be honest, for boundary sizes, but unless I need to, I'm not going to for now. It would require a bit of a rewrite at this point. I don't really want to do that, so I'll leave it. Right, so let's see if the changes have been updated. Okay, so going back into prop editing mode. These ones, so I shouldn't be able to delete them from the top, but for some reason I still can. An off surface placement. See, that shouldn't be possible. Let's double check that. Here's these two cases. Maybe it's just not recompiled it. Case 4 is fine, I think. I do need to test that one as well. Right, so let's place A lot of trees, a lot of wells, it's fine. Don't know why that's allowing me to do that, but okay. Need to test the bigger rock. Yeah, see, that's correct. I don't know why the other one is being weird. Does it allow me to place... That's strange, okay. Genuinely have no idea why it's doing that. Unless it's not updating the cases that I've just done. It'd be weird if it was. I believe the 5th rock was the same as well. Let me just double check. Right, so well, got rock. Yep, so that works now. Do I have anything else? I don't think so. Oh, I've got the massive person that breaks. I shouldn't be able to... Oh, you can still see him up there when he gets removed. Maybe I need to put that further out actually, the removal zone. I've not defined him yet, I don't think. Unless maybe I have by accident. This is the tree. This is the well. Rock 1, 2, 3, and 4. Weird. Let me check my models. And make sure it lines up as I thought it does. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, and character. So the character's not even defined, and for some reason it's allowing me to do it. Really weird. Maybe I just need to force initialize these to 0. Probably, actually. Should be deleting them though automatically. Oh, I need to also remove it. Yeah, I know what I'm doing actually. I need to remove I need to remove the what do you call them? The offset collision boxes, as well as the... Basically need to remove their internal setup as I've set it here, as well as removing the world memory for it as well. I'm going to update this function to include a ball. Call it active. And then replace all of these with active. I spelled that wrong, yeah. update the definition for that quickly. And then inside of here, set this to true. Then we need to call the same function again in the delete prop section. So this would be the prop instance ID in this case. If that's worked. So this should have now set local memory to be false. Did I actually set it to false? No. Compile quickly. Actually, let me just make sure that actually gets recompiled because I did it in between stuff. Did it in between compiles, so I don't know if it'll actually pick it up as a code change. So just force it to recognize it quickly. Still doing that weird behaviour. Don't fully understand why. It's a bit annoying, to be honest. Right, so that actually has fixed that one problem that I was having. Still a mystery to me as to why it's setting it as too high though. It's really strange, to be honest. Oh, it's not prop instance ID, is it? It's prop model ID in there. Oh no, sorry, it is there's the instance. That should be fine. Right, so I fixed one bug, but still haven't worked out why it's allowing me to delete on top. I mean, it's not even really that much of a bug, it's just weird. So let's say I did hard code in let me just see if this actually updates it to allow me to do that. Miguel asks if I'm developing a game engine. Kind of, yeah. So I'm developing something within UE4, which will eventually be built will kind of be like a tool set, similar to Minecraft, in that you can create environments and stuff like that. But it has more of an editor component to it, so it's a bit like having World Edit. If you've ever played that, if you've ever played Minecraft and used World Edit before, but kind of built in. Yeah, so it's kind of like a world builder, but the whole point is eventually we'll be able to have like a play mode, and that play mode will allow you to have everything be interactable. So it'll be like you can play like an RPG, for example, on top of it. So the original kind of design goal that we had was building it kind of like a D&D scenario builder, but we don't know if we're going that far in terms of customization. Like, we don't want, you know, D&D objects and stuff like that in the game. It's just, we wanted to build our own thing based off of that idea of being able to build whatever scenario you wanted, and play it out using the things that we've provided. But yeah, I'll show you what kind of stuff we can do with it quickly if you're interested. So I've currently got the save and loading feature working, so right now I can load in a scene that I made before. Now it'll take a while for the voxel engine to catch up, because the voxel engine, it basically has to iterate over every cube in the world to get it to load properly. But this is what we can get done right now. What mechanics are predefined? So we kind of want a universal combat system. So the combat system is kind of going to remain fixed, but you might have some customizability in that we might allow you to mix and match weapon skins, attack types, that kind of thing. Also, you might be able to customize models and what they do, what behaviors they have. So we want to have like a kind of list of AI to choose from, and those AI will interact with each other, but you might be able to put in your own custom behaviors from a predefined list that we already have. So we kind of just want to give people access to a bunch of props, a bunch of AI behaviors or interaction behaviors, a bunch of voxel materials, and a basic combat setup. And then from that, hopefully, people will be able to make some quite interesting things. But we'll see. Right, so I'm still not quite sure why this system isn't working quite as it should. I should not be able to delete the rock from the one above it. I haven't even defined that, so it's really bizarre. I should only be able to delete it from the top if this has been defined, but it hasn't been. So maybe I'm doing something wrong up here. Let's have a look. So we're just incrementing through each space. We're saying if the collision volume in that position is true, and set that location set that location to be the ID. So let's run through both scenarios. So x plus 1 minus 1 would just be x. And then I guess there's x plus 0 minus 1 Yeah, that should be fine. It's the Z increment that's not working properly. So really weird. Anyway, it's not that big of an issue right now. I would like to get it fixed if I can, but not essential. But at least the trees are working anyway. Okay, so I think that's about it. I think that's it for today. I've got the features that I kind of wanted to get working done. There are a couple of minor issues with the collision system, or rather the highlighting system, but for now it doesn't really matter too much. But yeah, I think I'll wrap it up there. If you have enjoyed the small snippet of the stream that you did see, then, you know, give a follow if you're interested, but if not, no worries. But yeah, thanks for joining the chat anyway, and see you next time.